This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
Hi team, good morning. Venkatesh.
Hello everyone. Hi guys. Good morning and good evening. So I see still folks are coming in. Let's do one thing. Just a moment, guys. Just allow one more minute for other folks to join. Then we'll get started. Just a moment. So before that, I just wanted to uh, get it confirmed from your side. Like, is my voice clear and uh, is my screen fine?
Yes, sir.
Someone? Yep. Okay. Thank you. So guys, whoever anytime, like not only now, so during the entire session, if anyone facing any audio or any other issues, please try to reconnect. So sometimes this go-to meeting will give some issues. So better if you feel like my voice is not proper or you are not able to see my screen or any other issues. So please try to rejoin once, so it will get resolved. Yep. So just a moment, we'll get started. Okay, so let's get started, guys. Before I just go into the details, so welcome everyone to the session. So today is kind of a demo session, which I'm going to share some details about Selenium test automation and also the course details, everything. Okay, so before just going into the actual session, so let me first provide some details about myself. So total, I'm having 12 plus years of IT industry experience, guys, and so currently I'm working as a kind of technical test specialist for one of the top MNCs, and so kind of I was into this role like test automation or purely into test automation from past 10.5 years. Okay, I was purely into Selenium test automation. So I was having other tools experience also like HP, UFT, and there were some other tools like Eggplant and Auto80 kind of tools. Okay, and it's been I have been training folks from past 4 to 5 years actually. So out of that, it's kind of 20 plus batches I already completed. Okay, so this is some just brief about myself. So now let's get into our actual session for today. So before jumping into what is Selenium and what is a Selenium tool and what are different advantages, how to automate all this, let me first start from very scratch or very root level. Okay, let's try to understand what is what is an automation first. Okay, so let's see nowadays if you see anywhere, if you any I mean any in IT industry, if you see the automation has become like one of the buzzwords, right? Everywhere, all are discussing about automation, and automation becomes like one of the key area or key point for all the stakeholders and the business purposes which we are there. Okay, so if you see, so let's try to understand what is an automation first. Okay, so just a moment, guys. Yeah, sorry. So let's try to understand what is an automation first. So the automation is nothing but this, it's just a technique. Okay, it's a simple technique to make any mission or a process or a functionality of application to work automatically with a little manual intervention. So with a little manual intervention is nothing but, so once we write a technique, right? Once we write a technique or a script, actually, we also call it as a script. Once we write a script, so which will make a mission or a process or a functionality of application to work its own or it's to work automatically. Okay, with a little intervention. Why I mentioned with a little manual intervention is like before that particular technique or particular technique or a script work its own or it's automatically, we have to run them. Okay, so that's where we just need a little manual intervention or human intervention. Otherwise, while executing your automation scripts or while running your automation scripts, there won't be any manual or human intervention required. Okay, there won't be any manual intervention required. Okay, it's a simple technique. A simple words is that it's a simple technique making any mission or process or functionality of application. Functionality of application is nothing but, suppose I am placing one order in a e-commerce website like Amazon or Flipkart or something. So that entire process or entire functionality we are going to work automatically with by using a simple technique or a script. So that is what we call as automation. And let's try to understand what are all different types of automations we have in industry now. So there are basically two types of it. I mean, we can broadly divide or categorize automations into two things. One is a traditional automation or functional automation, and other one is a process automation. Okay, let's get into the details. What is a functional or traditional automation? So this is where actually we are going to automate the functional flow of an application. Okay, suppose we are going to take an application, I want to automate that application. So where we are going to automate the functional flows. What are the different functional flows it has? And part of that, we are going to validate the business functionality of the application. So whether it is working fine or not. Suppose I am going to place an order. So whether that order is getting placed properly or not. Whenever I'm going to add a item to the shopping cart, whether it is really getting added to the shopping cart. All these validations also we will accommodate while automating the functional flows of the particular software. This is nothing but a simple or functional or traditional automation is where we will automate the functional flows and also validate the functionality of the particular application. If you see the major automation tools available in the markets like Selenium, HPUFT, we also call it as QTP earlier, HPUFT, RFT, Rational Functional Testing, and Test Complete, and a number of tools are there like Apply tools or what do you mean, Eggplant or Test Plant. There are a lot of tools available for performing or achieve this traditional or functional test automation. Okay. Now the other type of automation we have is like process automation. Here where actually we are going to automate the entire business process. So business process in the sense, so here there will be multiple missions or multiple applications will be involved in the one business process basically. So where we are going to use different tools like there are tools available in the market like RPA tools, which we also call it as robotic process automation tools. Some of the examples are like automation anywhere, Blue Prism, UiPath, workshop. There are a lot of tools available. Okay, so using these tools basically we are going to automate a business process. So the difference between normal functional automation and business process is like, so in case of business process there will be multiple systems or multiple applications will be involved. So where the tool which we are going to use, right, it should compatible with all the different applications. Applications can be of different types, like Java based applications or web based applications or Windows based applications. There will be multiple applications will be there. So to automate one big process or one business process, generally in such cases we go for process automation, where we will be using robotic process automation tools. Okay, so this is the major difference between a traditional and functional automation. Now the course which we are going to learn, right, Selenium test automation, Selenium, that will come under traditional or functional test automation, where we are going to majorly automate the web applications, and also we are going to automate the functional flows of application, and also will validate different functionalities of that particular application. That's what we do. Okay. And next, let's try to understand what is test automation. So automation is not limited to only software testing, guys. So automation can be implemented or can be adopted in any area in the IT industry. Like, it's not limited to only software testing. Okay, we can implement or we can adopt the automation in development phase as well, and during maintenance or during what do you mean during any stage of our software life cycle, right, we can implement and we can adopt automation. So but when it comes to software testing, right, so software testing is but we are going to make sure our application is working properly or fine, right? So in such cases where we are going to use some automation tools and make sure our software application is working properly. So that's where test automation will come. Okay, just try to understand automation is not limited to only software testing. Okay, and also nowadays whoever talking about automation, right, in IT industry, it is not simply test automation. So there might be different automations they implement or adopt in different stages of application. Even development stage also, during a deployment or during CI/CD process, right? So they can also implement some automation. So that is also kind of automation. But when it comes to software testing area, right? So generally where we use automation to make sure our application work properly, fine. Okay. So now let's try to understand what is a test automation and why we need test automation testing in our software testing industry. So first thing is, this test automation is something but where we are going to use a certain tools. Okay, there will be a number of tools available in the market. We will be using one of the tools and making sure, and we using this particular tool, we are going to automate the test cases which we already have. Okay, the manual test cases which we have, and we are going to execute them, and will finally compare the results which we see during the execution against the expected results which we already set. Okay, so this is what we are going to do under test automation. So we are going to use a particular tool, and which will make sure of automating test cases, and it will execute the test cases, and the final goal of that particular automation tool is nothing but it will compare the actual results against the expected results which already set. So in manual testing also, what we do, we simply compare the actual results against expected result, right? The same way how the manual user or how the human, a normal person will compare the results, same thing will be performed by using a simple tool. So that is nothing but a test automation tool. So here we are going to use a script or tool to compare the actual results against expected results. Okay, we will mimic or we will what we do, right, we will automate the actions, user actions or user interactions. Okay, how the normal end user perform the action. Similar way, this automation tool also will perform the same. Okay, then let's see. So there are automation. I mean, there is a manual testing available, right? So I mean, in a particular project or a product, generally there will be a testing team where the manual team will be there. They will try to I mean, they will try to test that particular application by using the test cases. Okay, so though we have manual testing in place, so why exactly we need automation testing? Let's try to understand. Because automation testing has a lot of benefits and advantages, which makes basically this automation testing is popular in software testing. So let's see. The first thing is it will save our time and also cost. Suppose I have 500 test cases, yes, 500 manual test cases available. So I suppose I already have automated them. I have a regression suite of 500 test cases of automation. Then whenever any changes happens to my application, so if there is a manual testing team, so it has to perform all the 500 test cases again. So it will take, suppose to execute 500 test cases, it is going to take 3 to 4 days. But if you have automation, we can run those test cases and perform the I mean validations within 1 hour or 2 hours maximum. Okay, so that's where it saves a lot of time and also cost. Suppose you have automation in place, you can reduce the number of manual testing team. So you can have 1 or 2 automation test engineers, and you can simply reduce 5 to 6% of manual team, and then so that use 2 automation engineers to validate or test your application. Okay. Next thing is it is faster than manual testing, obviously, because the tool will take care of running the test cases in. And automation testing has one more feature is like you can run the test cases in parallel. So 5 test cases can be run in parallel, so that it will execute all your test cases very faster. And next thing is like wider test coverage. Suppose you can automate all the features of your application using a automation tool, and the results will be very reliable. You will have test cases results like which are all passed and failed, and also we have an option to take a screenshot while executing the test cases in test automation. Wherever any test case fails, so you have a screenshot to just check whether what happened, right? So that's where results will be very reliable. And human intervention is not at all required while executing the test cases. So before test case execution, we just need to start it. Once the execution starts, there won't be any manual or human intervention is not required. I mean, it won't be there actually. And efficiency wise, it will increase your efficiency, testing efficiency basically. So you can test your application very efficiently by using all the validations provided. Next, reusable tests. It is another very important feature of test automation is like, so suppose you have written a script for logging into your application, one script for logging into. You have 500 test cases. In all 500 test cases, the first step would be like you have to log into application. So suppose you have written one script, that same script can be used across your 500 test cases, so that you don't need to write again. That's where you can reuse your test case. Okay, or test scripts. Then you can run your automation scripts any number of times. You can test frequently and thoroughly. So if at all you want to run your automation scripts 3 to 4 times in a day, you can run it, and you can check the application quality. Next, this is also same, more cycles of execution can be achieved through automation. N number of cycles, I suppose you can run in n number of times in a day. And finally, once you have automation in place, you can release your application early to the market. So if you see in the current trend, like Agile and DevOps technology are trend, so all clients are the product or project stakeholders trying to release their products to market very early without any and also the quality products they want to release, right? So in such cases, if you have automation in place, it will take care of quality, and also it will take care of releasing your applications to the market early, right? Because automation testing will make sure test your automation very faster way, because it is faster than, I mean, 70 to 75% faster than manual testing. So because of all these advantages, so in each application or in software testing industry, the automation has become one of the most popular phases. Okay. So next thing, let's try to understand. Now let's try to pitch into our main course guys. That is Selenium, right? Selenium tool or Selenium automation tool. So let's try to understand what is Selenium first. Okay. So Selenium is not a single tool base. So it is a set of or group of softwares. Those are anyway small softwares, guys. You don't worry. So there are different components available in the Selenium. By using a suite of softwares, and it is basically designed to automate web application interaction. Okay, so it is going to automate web application interaction, so that whatever automation scripts we designed, which can run automatically and perform the same interactions how the real user performs. Okay, how the real manual user performs, right? Like how the manual user mimics. Okay, how the manual user mimic in the sense, like suppose end user is going to click on a button, or he's going to navigate to the different page, he's going to fill up a particular it is going to fill up a particular form, right? So all these how the real user performs, right? So similar way, this Selenium test automation tool also will perform the same web application interactions, and it will make sure running those scripts, and it will finally validate your actual results against the expected results. This is what Selenium does. Okay, so I'm just pressing one word here is, so it will automate web application interactions. So I'm just pressing this thing, guys, because web application interaction means Selenium can automate only web applications. Web applications are the applications which we can open through browsers, web browsers. There are popular web browsers available in the market, like so Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Microsoft Internet Explorer or Edge, like Opera or all these, right? So Selenium can automate only web application interactions. Windows-based applications cannot be automated by using Selenium, but that is one of the limitations. But anyway, if you see in current IT industry, most of the applications are the 99.9% of the applications are web applications. Even any product owners or product stakeholders, whichever they are going to release their applications, they are going to have a one web version of the application. So don't worry about this limitation which Selenium has, because in current IT industry, most of the applications we have are web applications. Okay. So next thing is, as I mentioned, right, Selenium is not a simple or single tool. It is a suite of softwares, or it is a set of softwares. So there are 4 different components Selenium has. Okay, like Selenium RC, Selenium IDE, Selenium Web Driver, and Selenium Grid. So Selenium RC is one of the tool which is very old, or first version of Selenium. Anyway, this tool itself is not there, guys. So don't worry. Selenium RC, they have merged it to the Selenium Web Driver, and now we are using Selenium Web Driver. Selenium RC is no more. Okay. So, but this is one of the components anyway. This is Selenium 1.1, very first version of Selenium. Then Selenium IDE is one of the other tools where you can record your actions and then play it back. So there is one tool available. It is basically an add-on to your browser, either your Firefox or Chrome browser. So you can start recording and you can start playing some. I mean, you are going to perform some actions. Whatever actions you are performing, it will record all your actions and it will generate one script. Okay, and you can play that script back, and you can check the whatever actions you have performed. So Selenium IDE is basically for record and playback. And next popular or powerful tool among all 4 components of Selenium is Selenium Web Driver. So this is very popular tool, guys, because this is a object-oriented tool, so which will take care of automating web application interactions. in a very efficient manner. Okay. So and next one is Selenium Grid. So this Selenium Grid is one of the other tools available in the Selenium, which is basically for using distribution testing. Suppose you have huge number of test cases and you want to run across different missions or different browsers, so then you can use this Selenium Grid. So don't worry, I will go into this each one of them in our actual course. Okay, and basically this each tool is developed to meet a different needs of our IT industry. I mean, IT industry are like a software testing organization. Okay. Then let's see why Selenium. So guys, there are a number of tools available in the market, as I mentioned, right? So there are HP, UFT, RFT, even Apply tools, like Plant. There are a number of tools like Jasmine Protector, right? Cypress. So there are a number of tools available. Among all these tools, why we need to go for Selenium? Okay. So why this Selenium became one of the most popular or powerful tools in the market? Okay, let's try to understand that. So one first or best thing is it's an open source tool, guys. So open source is nothing but the source code of this particular Selenium tool is open to all. So that means you don't need to purchase any license or any proprietary key to use this particular tool. So Selenium can be used without any license. You can directly go to the Selenium official site and download the libraries, and you can configure it and you can straight away use it. You don't need to purchase, or you don't need to put any cost here. So that's where the most of the product owners or the clients are prefer to use Selenium, because they can reduce the cost, right? So the tool cost will be zero. So they don't need to purchase any license. You can simply directly use it. That is one of the most popular benefit of Selenium, where the clients look for. Okay. Next one is it supports multiple browsers, guys. So there are popular browsers available in the market like Chrome, Firefox, IE, Safari, or Opera, right? So Selenium supports all browsers which are available in the market, most popular browsers, guys. But if you see, there are some tools available in the market which are limited to few browsers. Suppose HP, UFT, or QFT, it is only limited to IE or Firefox. So, but Selenium supports all most popular browsers available in the market, and it supports multiple programming languages, guys. So Selenium tool requires one programming language knowledge, guys. Okay, so that means the popular programming language available in the market like Java, Python, right? Node.js or C Sharp or Ruby and all, right? So Selenium supports most popular programming languages. I mean almost 5 to 6. Like it supports Java, it supports Python, Ruby, C Sharp. C Sharp is nothing but .NET and Node.js and all this. So if you are good at any one of these, you can use Selenium with that particular language. That's where that flexibility has given by Selenium. Like it supports multiple programming languages. And next one is it supports multiple operating systems as well. Like Selenium scripts are not limited or restricted to only Windows operating system. You can run your automation scripts in Linux or Unix or even Mac iOS, Apple missions, right? Apple iOS operating system, right? In that also you can execute your automation test cases. That's where Selenium tool is independent of your operating system. It supports multiple operating systems. It supports multiple frameworks, whatever different frameworks available in the market like TestNG, NUnit, or JUnit, or whatever different frameworks available. It supports multiple frameworks, and it has the larger user base and helping communities. Why? Because so as it is an open source tool, so there won't be any proprietary team to help you. Suppose if you stuck somewhere, but if you see, it has a larger user base and helping community, in the sense there are a lot of blogs or a lot of websites available in the web, where whenever you stuck somewhere, you just post your question on Google, you will get a lot of support. So that's where it is one of the popular tools available in the market. And moreover, the finality is very simple to learn and easy to adapt in your project or product. Okay, so because of all these advantages, Selenium has become one of the most popular or powerful tools in the market. where the clients or the product owners or the stakeholders look for because of all these advantages or benefits. Okay. So next thing is this is also similar. I mean, moreover the same whatever I discussed just now. Like the reason for the success of Selenium is basically it supports multiple programming languages. If you see here, Python, Node.js, or Ruby, C Sharp, .NET, PHP, Java, Python, right? All and supports multiple programming web browsers and different operating systems. Okay, iOS, Linux, Unix, Windows, and Android. It supports even mobile automations. Okay, and Selenium being implemented by programming. I mean, most popular online enterprises like Google and Facebook also. In fact, the Selenium Web Driver is being developed by the person called Simon Stewart, who is from actually Google. Okay, the person who developed that particular Selenium Web Driver. So that's where more popular enterprises use this Selenium as part of their application. Okay, now let's go into see how this Selenium works, guys. I'm just trying to take one simple scenario, and I'm going to show by running a automation script and how exactly this Selenium works. Okay, so I'm just taking this simple scenario like I'm going to launch my Chrome browser and I'm going to launch my website like wikipedia.org, which is a basic site, and where I have some such keyword and all. Let me show you quickly. So suppose wikipedia.org. Okay, so this is my site. Okay, and here I have a search box. I have a drop down to select a language, and I have a search icon. So what I am going to perform is I am going to enter a search key, and I am going to select a language, and I am going to click on search icon. So as soon as I click on search icon, it is navigating to the different page. That is a content page where the details about the search keyword has been displayed here. So after coming to this screen, I want to validate whatever search keyword I have used, it has that header or not. It is displayed in header or not. And finally, I am closing this browser. So this is my business scenario where I want to automate it. Okay, so like this one. So in Selenium, guys, to automate any sorry, okay, let me do one thing. Yeah. So to automate any simple scenario or medium or I mean complex automation test case, if you follow 7 basic steps, so you can achieve automating that particular test case. Okay, I just divided. I have designed 7 basic steps to automate any test case. Okay, so it can be a simple, complex, or medium. Okay, simple is nothing but it has suppose 4 to 5 steps, and medium is nothing but it has some 10 to 15 test steps. Complex is nothing but more than 15 or 20 to 25. Okay, so whatever range, if you follow these particular 7 basic steps, you can automate them. So then as part of Selenium Web Driver, right? So initially we need to open the or initiate the web driver. You need to launch your website, second step, and the third step where you need to locate your web elements, like what are web elements you are going to interact, like search box and drop down and search icon, right? So for there you need to locate your web elements and you have to perform your actions. Once you perform your actions like entering text into text boxes, clicking on buttons, right? So where you need to anticipate for browser response. Suppose I click on a button, so it is going to take a few seconds to navigate to the different page, right? So that browser response also we need to anticipate and then wait. And then finally you run your validations and then test cases and validate your things, and finally you close your browser. If you follow these 7 steps, you can automate anything. Okay, now I have already script written for this. So this is my Selenium script, guys. So don't worry about what is exactly, like what is a Chrome driver, what is web driver, what is web element, all. So all these will be discussed in our actual course. Okay, now I will just want to run and show you exactly how Selenium works. Okay, so I am going to close my Chrome browser, which is already opened. Okay, see, I closed my Chrome browser. I don't have any Chrome instance opened in my machine. Now I am going to run this. So this is a simple Java program. So I am going to simply run it as a Java application. Just observe this. So it is going to start my execution. See, it is starting Chrome driver. See, it opened a browser and it entered wikipedia.org. It is going to enter India search key and then click on search icon and navigated to this place, and it is validating India, and it is going to close it. See, it closed my browser. So that's how the automation works, guys. Selenium automation. At the end, I just captured what is the header text in it, that is India, and I also validated my test case. The finally it is giving the results like test passed. So this is how the Selenium works, guys. So the first step is like initiating the web driver and launching your application and locating your web elements like search input and nothing but search box, language, and search icon, and performing your actions like entering India into search box and selecting English language and clicking on search icon, right? And anticipating your browser response. Like after clicking on search icon, it might take some microseconds, sometimes very less, right? So I still we need to wait for the particular time and then validate your thing. Like I'm just capturing the header text and then and this if else condition is basically validating whether it is India or not. And finally I'm closing my browser. Okay, so if you follow these basic 7 steps, you can automate any kind of test case. Okay, so I'm just going to run once again and show you so how the Selenium works. Okay, after running I'm not going to touch anything, so it is going to take care of opening the browser, performing the actions. Yes, it opened the browser now. See, it is launching India English and search icon, clicked on it, and see it is navigating to the next page and validating it. Finally it will close it, right? See how fast it quickly done it. So this is how Selenium works. Okay, next thing, just a moment. So we are here. Okay, so as I mentioned it, just to follow these 7 basic steps we can automate any test case. And one of the advantages I mentioned, right, Selenium supports multiple frameworks available in the market. Multiple frameworks in the sense multiple tools also. So Selenium can easily integrated with any tools available in the market. Suppose you can integrate to the TestNG framework, which is one of the popular framework available for testing, and Apache Ant is one of the Java build tools, and Maven build tool you can easily integrate. You can integrate to BDD approach like Cucumber, and you can integrate JUnit, NUnit. These are also unit testing frameworks. And Apache PO is one library for interacting with your Excel sheets. And Auto IT is one of the third-party tool to automate web application, Windows-based applications, and any integrated development environments like IDEs. You can use Eclipse or IntelliJ IDEA or whatever, and Jenkins or TeamCity are some of the CI/CD tools which we can be easily integrated. Okay, so if you see all these tools also like open source tools, you can easily download and use it. And also Selenium supports are which is compatible with all these tools. You can easily integrate Selenium with this and get the benefits of other tools. Okay, so next one is what are all different types of testings can be performed using Selenium. So basically Selenium is as I mentioned, it is a functional tool. Okay, it is a traditional tool, functional test automation tool. So that's where you can automate core functionality, you can perform core functionality testing, and also UI testing like user interface testing or GUI testing, and database testing can be performed. You can integrate Selenium with JDBC library, and you can validate your database entries. Okay, and UUT testing or usability testing can be done. Regression testing can be done. Smoke or sanity testing can be done, and moreover the cross-browser testing or browser compatibility testing can be done. Like you can run your test cases across different browsers, and end-to-end testing as part of your application can be done, and a very little business process can be done. It's not fully designed for business process testing. Very little within your application business process testing can be done. Okay, so these are different levels or different types of testings can be performed using your Selenium. And next thing is So our course, I designed my course for by using Selenium by using Java, guys. So and also as I mentioned, right, Selenium supports multiple programming languages like Java, Python, PHP, Ruby, Node.js, JavaScript, and all, right. So then why Selenium with Java became one of the popular, right? So Selenium with Java is very hard, guys, among all other languages it supports. Let's try to understand why it is very popular. Okay, because we have a very good support for Selenium with Java, because most of the persons or most of the experts in the Selenium, in the software testing industry use Selenium with Java, and majority of users, as I mentioned it, in the markets they use Java, and Java is one of the platform independent, because you can run your Java programs in any operating system. And other advantages of learning Selenium with Java is like Selenium Web Driver itself, it is written in Java, right? So that's where working with Selenium with Java is more easy and very efficient. Okay, and as I mentioned, almost 80% of the experts which are in the market, they support or they prefer to use Selenium with Java because it has a lot of advantages. Even whenever you stuck somewhere and you post your question on Google, you will get a lot of responses whenever you use Selenium with Java. Okay, most of the answers will be provided with Selenium with Java. Next, learning a programming language will certainly help us in our career, right? Because suppose if you have a one programming language knowledge, which will help in uh, your career development as well. That's where this entire course will help you to make perfect in both Selenium automation tool and also in core Java programming language. Okay, so this is what. And now let's try to understand uh, how much Java is required. Because if you see, generally there is a misconception is like Java is one of the most complex programming language, and it has huge what do you mean concepts, lot of concepts to learn, right? So but how much Java is required for our Selenium scripting? Let's try to understand. Okay, see, you don't need to worry about, or you don't need to learn all the concepts of Java, because Java is like a ocean, guys. It has a lot of concepts. Like if you see the different categories like core Java, advanced Java, right? So you don't need to worry about advanced concepts of Java like JSPs or Spring Boot or struts or EJB or something like all these. You don't need to worry about it. So for our Selenium test automation, we just need core concepts of Java. That's it. If we are good at core concepts of Java, then we are ready to use Selenium test automation tool. Okay. So I just listed down also what are all different concepts are required. Like so, object-oriented concepts are must. Like what is a class, what is object, what is encapsulation, polymorphism, intent. These knowledge is must, and you should have a basic control structures and control statements knowledge, like how to use if-else conditions, what is the syntax for these different statements, and also looping or iterative statements, how to write a different loops. Okay, and also arrays are list concepts, and thread and multi-threading is very less knowledge is required, and expect exception handling is one of the most popular concept which we need in our Selenium test automation also. And collection framework is also one of the must required concepts to learn for our Selenium test automation. And IO concepts like handling different files. Suppose I have a test data in Excel file or some other, I need how to read the test data from different file. For that, we need IO concepts knowledge. Okay, and finally, database or JDBC concept, where suppose in your application you need to validate database entries or database things. So in such case, you just need JDBC concepts also. So once we are good at these concepts, it's enough, guys. We can start our automation journey using Selenium test automation. Okay. And I'm going to give some tips and tricks to learn any automation tool. So if you just follow these basic 7 steps, you can learn any automation tool very easily. Okay. So generally, any automation tool, it supports any one of the programming languages available in the market. Okay. Suppose Selenium supports different programming languages like Java, Python, PHP, and C Sharp, and all, right. So first start with learning a programming language which is supported by that particular tool like Java or Python or whatever. Okay. So while learning, just learn the entire basics or core concepts of that particular language, programming language. And then once you are good at programming language, then start learning the basic features of your automation tool, like how to open a browser, how to click a button, how to fill up a form, how to navigate different pages, how to read the text from the application, the basic things, how to automate all these basic actions. Just start learning them. And once you are good at programming language and once you are good at basic features of your automation tool, anyway you will write a initial script to automate a basic test case and run it. Okay, so 99% of the time, so your first script will fail, guys. Okay, your first script will fail, so don't stop whenever your first script fail. So generally most of the persons will what we do, right? Even as a human side, what we do, so whenever any first script fails, then we'll stop there itself. We'll try for something, and if it is not working, we'll stop it there itself, and then we won't try it again. So but that is not the case. So whenever your first script fail, don't stop there itself, to go for help. Okay, so get some help from the Google or any person who has a Selenium knowledge, and try to make sure your first script pass. Okay, once you first script getting passed, right, you gain some confidence in learning. Okay, so then once your first script is executing fine and then it is getting passed, then start exploring the tool. Okay, now go and learn different other features of your tool. Okay, whatever tool you selected, and then practice a lot. Try different applications, try different automating different test cases and all. And you improve while practicing a lot, you will improve your work. So initially in your first script, you write a basic script. Okay, without following best practices to be followed actually, right? But once you start practicing a lot and exploring your tool, right, you will write your improve your work actually. So that's where you learn your tool very easily. Okay, so basic 7 steps if you follow, we can learn any automation tool. It's not just Selenium. Okay, so just remember, so don't stop your learning enthusiasm, right? Whenever your first scripts fail, so you start exploring or getting help from the different areas or different sources, and then finally make your script pass, and then start exploring and practice a lot, which will make sure you will be master at your automation tool. Okay, so that's all about the Selenium tool for today, guys. I just wanted to, now I wanted to present, or I wanted to show some of the job trends or some of the metrics about Selenium tool. So if you see the current job trend in our market for Selenium test automation from 2005 to 2022, so you can see the graph is getting increased, right? So there are the number of jobs are posted, the vacancies we have in IT industry is like increasing year by year. Okay, either permanent jobs or contract, whatever, it is increasing year by year. So that's where, and also as I mentioned, it is very easy to learn. And whoever the team or the persons who are coming from the manual testing team, okay, so they just know manual testing. So if they learn Selenium test automation, it's very, they can easily switch the companies, and also they can go in a better career development phase. Okay, and also if you see in the current industry, the market is very good now, right? I mean, IT market, there are a lot of vacancies available, and even all IT companies are looking for more resources. Okay, and also if you see when it comes to software testing, right? So if you have a 3+ years of experience, so I mean, everyone is asking for Selenium. I mean, any automation knowledge. Just manual testing or manual knowledge is not enough to get a job or to switch a job. Okay, So one automation tool knowledge is mandatory now. So even though you are going to work for automation or not, but at least for interview purpose, they are asking automation knowledge. Okay, so that's why learning automation is very important in the current market trend. Next, I just compared, I got some surveys on Selenium, guys. So if you see in the market, entire market software testing share, Selenium has occupied 28% of the entire software testing market share, Selenium testing. Okay, there are other tools which are at lower percentages, but Selenium has major share because it has more, it has advantages, right, which I already discussed. And if you see the number of companies which Selenium being used in their projects. So out of all the companies which have, so there are 54,273 companies are using Selenium test automation tool as part of their software testing. So this is one of the metrics, the surveys done by a company called Lift, and they came with this, and it has almost 27.7% of market share. And what are general different job roles will be there in our software testing for Selenium test automation. So generally we call it as automation engineers or a simple tester, a senior quality engineers, and whenever it is a mobile testing, a mobile test lead or test engineer, and Java Selenium test engineer or simple automation engineer. Okay, senior quality engineer, technical test lead or test analyst, and SDETs. Okay, SDET is another role like software development test engineers. Okay, so these are different roles will be there. So which will you can explore or you can go into any particular role by switching to your job. And finally, um, who are the target audience are the who can learn this course, guys. Okay, and it's not limited to any particular age, any particular uh, uh, phase in our software testing life cycle, guys. So any software testing engineers can learn, like manual testing engineers who are into only manual testing, they can learn Selenium test automation tool, and automation engineers who are part of other automation tools, they can learn. QA leads, QA managers can learn, freshers can learn, and software developers can learn. Okay, so part of that, if at all the development process they want to automate something, they can learn this and then automate. And finally, the folks have any IT background, guys, they should be in IT industry. Okay, like they are from system admin team, or they are from networking team, or they are from any maintenance project, are there from any operations team or any area who are in IT background, who has some IT background experience, they can learn Selenium because it is very easy and very easy to learn and easy to adopt. Okay, that's where, so anyone who has a basic IT background, okay, who has some software knowledge, they can learn this course and then they can switch to this software testing or test automation industry. Okay, and the benefits which you get after this entire course is done, guys. Okay, so during our course, whatever concepts of Selenium I'm going to teach you, those are all based on real-time scenarios and real-time examples. I'm going to take real-time examples while explaining the concepts of the Selenium. Okay, and once the entire course is done, I'm going to share all source code files which I designed and developed as part of our course. So I'm going to write a lot of scripts, right? Lot of for lot of examples, I'm going to write a lot of Java programs or Java source code files. All those will be shared with you. Okay, and every session will be recorded, and that recording will be shared daily. Okay, by the end of the day you will get a recorded session, whatever the concepts which we discussed on that particular day. And it's not just classes, I'm not going to teach the concepts, I'm also going to make sure you practice. That means I'm going to send some assignments during the weekend, so that whatever concepts we discussed in that particular week, you guys can do perform some hands-on experience. I mean, I will send some assignments so that you can practice those at your end and you gain some hands-on experience. Okay, just learning the theory concepts won't help guys. You should have a hands-on experience. Even for attending the interviews, right? Just theory concepts won't help you to get through. So you should have a hands-on experience also, because in some technical rounds of interviews, even the interviews are asking to write a program, right? So that's where you should have a hands-on experience. Without just a concepts knowledge won't help you to get through the interview. That's where I make sure you practice a lot by sending some assignments. Okay, and all the materials will be shared, and sample resumes across different experience levels will be shared. And a part of our course, I'm going to design and develop one test automation framework. Okay, so that test automation framework will be shared, and also I'm going to share some most commonly asked Selenium questions. I designed some 100 real-time questions basically, and also Java wise also I designed some 50 core Java questions. All these will be shared at the end of the course. So these are the benefits you will get at the end of the course. Okay, I'm not going to share during the course lesson. So some of them anyway daily recorded, and all those will be shared uh, during the course, but assignments will be shared during the course. But these materials or the interview questions will be shared at the end of the course only. And course duration and the daily, I mean day-wise course content I will be sharing, and also finally some questions. The course contents, let me quickly share you just a moment. Yeah, just a moment, guys. Let it load. Yeah, if you see, so this is our course contents. Anyway, this file will be shared to you by today EOD along with this video recording. Okay, so I just designed like day-wise courses what we are going to discuss. Initially, I divided the entire course into four parts, guys. One is like Selenium introduction and Java concepts. I mean, I'm going to teach you core Java concepts. It's not just Selenium tool. I'm going to teach you core Java concepts also, which is required for our Selenium test automation. Secondly, core Java, and third one is third phase where we are going to learn core concepts of Selenium. This is main thing, and then finally advanced Selenium concepts. Okay, where I'm going to teach you a different tools also, like Java build tools like Maven and Git, like repository tools, and CI/CD tools like Jenkins, and all these integrations, different integrations also I will be discussing. Okay, JDBC concepts and all. Okay, so that's why it's not just Selenium, guys. I'm going to teach you Java, also the other tools integrations which are required for our Selenium test automation. Okay. Yeah, so that's all from my side for today, guys. Any questions or concerns we can discuss now. I'm just leaving to you. So if you have any questions, either you can post in the chat box or else you can unmute yourself and then shoot a question. Anything is fine. I hope I hope everyone got a basic idea about Selenium and even the, so just that's why I just started from what is automation, what is test automation and the Selenium one, right? I hope even the persons who are from non-IT background join today are got a basic idea about what is the Selenium, what is the test automation. So don't worry, once the course starts, you will be, I mean, it is going to be more fun, guys. I mean, you will learn the concepts in a in a very easy manner. So that's how I designed my course also, like with all real-time examples.
Hi, this is Sandhya. Uh,
Yes, please.
yeah, so just I want to know, like, is this course are you going to explain a little bit more about like frameworks? I mean, like frameworks also. Can you go, otherwise,
Yes,
can you go to the slide of the frameworks?
yes, sure. So part of this course, we are going to frameworks in the sense, so these are different frameworks available in the things. And I am going to teach you one of the popular framework available in the market for Selenium is TestNG. I am going
Okay.
to teach you about TestNG, and also Maven. I am going to teach you Jenkins. I am going to teach you, and
So testing
Apache.
the, yeah, testing the, so these are like hands-on you will teach, or like just like a overview you will give?
No, I am going to teach you like the practical examples of around this TestNG. We are going to show you, I'm going to show you actually how to integrate TestNG with Selenium, how to use a Selenium concepts, and also will lot of examples will be there. Like, this is my previous class. I'm not here. I have TestNG. Um, this is how all my examples will be there. Yes, TestNG also. These many programs I have written for TestNG to the different
Okay.
TestNG annotations for one. So like that, so everything will be discussed. It's not a just concepts wise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks
Yeah.
for that. Any
Yeah.
other?
Thank you, sir. No, just I want to know like what is the scope for the frameworks. Yeah. Thank you.
And also part of these available frameworks, we are going to discuss a test automation framework. Generally, we should have an automation framework in a project actually. That thing also we are going to discuss by integrating all these tools. I'm going to design and develop one basic simple automation framework, which will be used across your projects also. That also we are going to discuss part of our Selenium advanced class.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Any other questions, guys?
No.
Okay, and don't worry. So today Career IT team will reach you by first sharing this demo session video recording and also the course contents they will be sharing, and they will come up with the date when. Mostly from Monday it will start the actual sessions. So anyway, they will reach you out through either email or through phone call or WhatsApp. Okay. And one question I got from Swapna from Atlanta. Have any IT background but want to give it a try? Do you suggest any basic reading and learning concepts for me? Yeah. So one thing or one point I wanted to discuss is whoever coming from non-IT background. So they don't have any IT background, so they can before coming to this particular actual session, right? So they have to first prep themselves with some IT, software knowledge. Like you can go and watch some videos about uh, how the software development life cycle works. Okay, SDLC we call it is. Okay, where the testing phase will come, and also you can just watch some videos about manual testing also before coming to this course. So during our course, mostly I will also sometimes I will touch some manual testing things, like I will just compare with manual testing and then explain these automation testing process. But better before coming to the right, so best prep yourself with watching some videos about software development life cycle, how it works, and also how the software testing will, in which phase software testing will come, and also how manual testing will be performed, how the test cases will be written. This is just a very simple, that are like simple concepts only. You don't require any practical knowledge. You just watch videos from the YouTube. There are n number of videos available. So manual testing, you can search by first thing like software development life cycle and a manual testing thing. Okay, or software testing tutorial, manual testing tutorials. So you'll get n number. You can just go through it. And so whenever you have any questions regarding this, you can just ask those questions at the end of the daily classes. If you have even if you have any manual testing questions or doubts, guys, so don't worry. At the end of the class daily, you can ask them. Don't worry. It's not just automation questions only you should ask. You can ask any questions related to software testing or software manual testing also. Okay, I'm ready to answer them. Yeah, and I have one question like I am a .NET developer. I don't have hands-on experience in manual testing without manual testing this course is okay. Yeah, so that's why I just mentioned it. Without manual testing knowledge also, this course is very helpful and also very easy. And as I mentioned, right, if at all you want to switch to a job or you want to get a job in software testing, so manual testing is just manual testing is not enough. We need one of the automation tools knowledge, right? So that's why. So don't worry if even if you don't have manual testing knowledge or you don't have a Java knowledge. If you have any other knowledge, other programming language knowledge also, that is fine. Anyway, as part of this course, I am going to teach you core Java concepts. So anyway, .NET and Java are mostly similar, right? See, all are object-oriented programming languages. So you don't worry about those. And manual testing, as I just mentioned it, just prep yourself with going through some videos about software development life cycle and also some software testing concepts, manual testing concepts, so that you will be ready for this course. And also, as I mentioned, if you have any questions at any time, you can ask in the classes, regular classes. Even on manual testing or even Java or anything.
Hi Ajay. So I have
Yes.
a question. So I'm working as
Yes.
a Salesforce admin. So if I learn
Mhm.
like Selenium, so can I apply in the Salesforce also? I just want to make
Yes.
sure.
Correct. So suppose the Salesforce applications also most of them are web applications, right? SFCC applications or SFMC applications. There are
Yes.
multiple applications in Salesforce, right?
Yes.
So all the applications are also like web applications. Suppose if you learn Selenium, you can try to automate those Salesforce applications and then you can show it to your next level superiors. And then like one of the added advantage, right? You can that will help in your career development as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Okay. I think we are on time, top of the hour. So thanks, guys. Thanks for your time. Thanks for joining the session. So looking forward to start our actual course from Monday. So you will get all the dates information from Career IT. So thank you, guys. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ajay. Thank you.
Thank you,
Have a
Ajay.
nice. You know,
Thank you.
uh, yeah, I got one question from Nikita saying software development life cycle. Yeah. So other than software SDLC, just go through software testing concepts also, like manual testing concepts, which will help you. Like you just search in YouTube like software testing concepts. That's enough. It will give some videos, you can learn them. Yeah. Okay, thanks guys. See you on Monday again. Bye.